Hi guys, and I'm back with this review on this all new Hornby locomotive from 2020 range, and this is the Thompson A2/2. These originally in real life would have been a rebuild of the P2s. Gresley's fantastic looking P2s, and Thompson basically made them into a Pacific. Slightly ugly looking. It went from a swan to a vulture in my opinion. But this is a Hornby model, and okay, I literally just got this a few hours ago. I am looking forward to it as a linear fan. It was a must. This will be my take on it. Hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you at the end. So as we start off with the detail bag, note there's no flanged wheel or coupling with this pack. Get into that a bit later. What we do have is a brake rigging for the tender, I believe. Also a few drain cocks and steps, and something else I'm not sure about. But you can get the basics there, which is nice. Onto the front of the locomotive, like I always do. We have the sprung buffers, which is common this day and age. We also have a vacuum pipe and a hook separately applied. There is the classification as well next to the vacuum pipe too. There's nothing to put on the front of the locomotive coupling wise. Hornby haven't done that this time around. As we move up, we have a few lamp irons. As you can see, a few steps as well where the chassis bends, which is correct. Then we move up a bit more, we have the smoke box start area, we have the smoke box start, we have the shed code, which should come on screen now what it is. We also have the number of the loco, which is 60505. It's really, really small handrail, and then we have a lamp iron. And then just above them, don't know how well you can see that from here, we have some sort of smoke deflectors around the double chimney. As we look at the side of the locomotive, as you can tell, this is a 462 rail arrangement, Pacific rail arrangement. And you see that at the top we have the smoke deflector style things. As we move down, we have the name of the locomotive, type of 5, I believe that's correct. We also have the bracing, the buffers, which doesn't look properly fitted to me. I could be wrong, but to me it doesn't look properly fitted. There's some air in between it. As we move down to the wheels, as you can see, the cylinders are not where they normally are on a linear loco, shall we say. So you can see all that rivets and all the bogie detail, which is fantastic. As we move across to where the wheels themselves are, yeah, they do look a bit out of place with the cylinders where they are with the dentist, but it's what it is. It's the Thompson locomotive, and it's pretty typical from the drawing that Hornby took. All that linkage does look fantastic. The axle boxes are all covered up on the wheels, which is great. We also have a reversing rod as well. Above all that, we have a few bits of sanding gear, I believe, where you put the sand in for the sanding pipes. Those down below with the other stuff. We also have a fine handrail and pipes all the way through the locomotive, if I'm honest with you. And it's in the Brunswick green with, I think it's red and black and red lining. I'm not sure how it's going to come out on camera anyway. We have that banjo dome as well, which is separately applied, if I'm honest with you. The safety valves and whistles. The safety valves are metal and the whistle is plastic. The cab itself, the glazing, is separately applied and it is flush as well. We also have a builder's plate. The number of the loco and the route availability as well. The pony truck does not swing, it is fixed. And we have the cab doors as well. As we move on to the other side of the locomotive, there isn't much difference if I'm honest with you. We still have the smoke deflectors above the chimney. We also have the name of the locomotive. The plaque itself is not etched. The name of the locomotive is Type of Faith or something like that. So if I butchered that, I do apologise. We have the cylinders in the same place again. The axle boxes are all covered up. As we move towards the cab itself, we have a few washout plugs and the handrails again, or piping should I say. The cab itself is glazed, wonderfully painted. with the number of the locomotive, which is 60505. We have a build display, a washout plug, and a route availability in some lining, which is red, black and red. As we move on to the cab itself, the cab is highly detailed. All the parts are painted. The dials themselves are not exactly got numbers on, but are you going to notice that when it goes around? Probably not. Same with some of the pipework inside the cab. Some of the pipework inside the cab isn't finally done. It's just slapdash slightly. I will try and get a photo for you. There's no flickering firebox, but you do have seats and these doors as well. So it's all great in there, highly detailed, like I said, and glazing as well. As we move on to the side of the tender, both sides of the tender are exactly the same. This one is BR Lake crest, and it's crisply applied. Tamper printing is lovely. We still have that lining, the red, black and red. Fantastic it is. It's very basic tender, may I add. As we move on to the axle boxes, yeah, they're moulded, nothing's picked out or anything. I think that's correct. But they're still highly detailed and crisp. And you got to see some of the brake rigging, I believe it is, on the outside as well. As we move on to the back of the tender, it's pretty plain, pretty basic back of tender, if I'm honest with you. Yes, we have sprung buffers like the front. We also have a hook. We also have a vacuum pipe. We have lamp irons, which could be moulded by the looks of it, or if not, they're very slightly out, which is good. We also have steps going up, 3 steps going up. We also have a handrail as well. All in green. It would have been nice if some of these would have been picked out in black or silver. Just my opinion. Feeling like there's not much to look at. We do have a coupling around here as well, unlike the front. As we have a bird's eye view of the tender. The tender itself is very basic. I do believe the coal load is removable. You can also look carefully. You can also see some separately applied hand pipes and handrails on the tender side for the scoop. I think there's a scoop on this tender. I haven't looked yet. We also have a water filler cap as well. But that coal load is pretty nice, if I'm honest with you. It's quite small and chunky, chunky-ish. As we look down on the locomotive itself, as you can see, we have a double chimney. Very nice. I think these are separately applied. We also have some sort of smoke deflectors there. I believe that's what they are for, to get the smoke out the driver's view. We also have, looks like a superheater as well either side. Moving across, we have the lining, which is red, black and red. It's very nice, very well done. We also have a banjo dome, which looks to be fitted separately as well. Like I said before, the safety valves are metal, the whistle is plastic. Them vents on the roof do move. They are a bit stiff, but they do move, and there's a few rivets on there as well. Onto the underneath of the locomotive. The good news is the locomotive, all the driving wheels do have pickups, and they are pretty good by the looks of it, quite sturdy. You can also see 3 screws where you take it off the base plate to lubricate the gearing and stuff. It should be pretty easy. We also have a flannelish wheel, but we have a screw next to it, which is a bit odd if you ask me, because Hornby didn't supply a flanged wheel, so I find that a little strange, if I'm honest with you, and my base plate for that isn't fitted smoothly, but it's not an issue. We also have at the front, we also have a pony truck, or a front truck, or when you call it. It can't take any coupling whatsoever. That's the way Hornby have designed it. It could be the way they're forward with their express locomotives, which means you can't double head and you can't do tender first locomotive. As we move on to the in-between of the tender and the loco, the drawbar does go up and down between the cab and the tender on the other side. Did forget to mention that. I do like the way Hornby do their connection between loco and tenders. It's permanent connected and it's easy to change if you want to, just a screw. Very nice touch. We do have a plug. Even though I'm not a fan of these, but we have a plug. It's the way forward. I'm happy with it. That's why we have pickups in the tender. And finally, as we move on to the underneath of the tender, all of the 8 wheels on the tender do have pickups. I'll try and get a picture up for you too. We also have one of the wheels given a bit more give, which is this one here, a bit more give than the rest. As you see, we have the NEM coupling as well on the back. We also have a scoop as well. I did think I had a scoop. So yeah guys, that's it on the tracks. Next up will be points test and second radius. The box does say second radius, and I like to test these things out, so that's up next. So here goes. It's not too bad on DC, it's just near 20 if we look. Just there, just near 20, it's not too bad. Just run pretty smooth. No juddering. I probably could get it going slow if I wanted to. It's decent speed. So yeah, it managed the points, and the second radius fantastic in my opinion. I was a bit surprised when it made the second radius, but Hornby got the design right to do second radius. And the points, well, I could have gone slower or faster. So next up is some slow speed and a running session, and I'll see you at the end. Not bad, not bad. About 15 on the controller. Speed up. Not bad for DC anyway. Lovely runner. So yeah guys, that's the end of the review and running session. There was nothing running with it, I just thought I'd show it by itself. Yeah, the issues I have was such an issue is the missing front coupler. I like to occasionally run them tendon first, and double heading is my cup of tea. I do like to do that occasionally. I haven't got a choice here. Hopefully Hornby may give us another bogey to put on it, would be great. And the bracing, you're not really going to notice when it goes round. It doesn't really bother me when it's there. I thought I'd just point it out. And same with the cab detail. Part of me is glad it hasn't got flickering firebox, because I think it's a gimmick. That's just my opinion. But I am very glad that Hornby did do the Thompson A2/2 and A2/3, as I am an LNER fan, and it's a must for me, if I'm honest with you. I'd like to hear what you lot thought about it, if I'm honest with you. I'm not going to tell you to go out and buy one or not. It's not up to me. It's up to you to make a decision from any reviews you've watched and any reading of this product by Hornby. Personally, I have been eyeing another one to go with the LNER history of the P2s and A2/2s. So yeah, I think it's a fantastic loco. Just my opinion. And the reviews are based on someone's finding and opinions. In my opinion anyway. So yeah guys, thanks for watching the video, and until next time, it's goodbye from this beauty, and it's goodbye from me. Bye.